official. Nintendo lost their lawsuit against Palworld. What a waste of resource and time just to lose. And I think they got back over 30K of like so-called damages or whatever. So Nintendo gets a certain amount for that. But my gosh, I'm just glad that it lost. Like, it's very sad that Nintendo tries so hard to take this down because it looks similar to like Pokemon, and yet you got games like in other platforms that also looks like Pokemon, right? But they're not taking the Pokemon name. It just looks a little bit similar, and maybe the style is very different, and the way that they battle is also very different. So, but they lost. And I'm actually glad that they lost, because imagine other people that want to make inspiration of a show that they like or a game that they enjoy, but they can't do it because they want them to just be the only ones. And I just find that ridiculous. Highly, highly stupid, in my honest opinion. But to each their own. Everyone can have their different point of view on it. But me personally, I am very glad that they lost. Well deserved. I just think that it was just nonsense. It was it was ridiculous. So because of that, I was worried that if Nintendo won, would this also affect games that also made similarities of like Pokemon, but with a different name, along with the way that it's also being played as like an RPG, the way that they stylized it per se, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, yeah, I thought this whole thing was a waste. It's again, I think it's well deserved, the fact that Palworld doesn't have to be taken down. But I'm assuming that they're probably gonna find loopholes in the future to make sure that it's difficult for anyone that tries to make similarities like this. But just let it be. I never understood why it's like why certain companies, or I guess Nintendo in this case, has a major problem when it comes to people making maybe not fan made, but like highly similar to certain things. Now people say, "Oh, well, it's a ripoff, this and that," but every game has its own unique spin of things. Like, are you really expecting games like let's say 2D platform? Let's say Mario was the only platform that can only do 2D. Two-dimensional platformers, and like nobody else couldn't do it. You realize how ridiculous that would have sounded if only one person could just make it and like no one else couldn't. And if there were certain comparisons, then that means they would just sue them because it looked highly similar. That's ridiculous, man. But again, I'm glad that it happened. And yeah, more of that should definitely come in the future when it comes to not letting big corporations take you down, all because some of these things look highly similar, right? So, well deserved. I'm definitely glad that Palworld is still going on. And for those who haven't got a chance to play it, I highly recommend you should. I played it at a friend of mine's, and like, I personally think it's fun. I think it's worth it. But again, to each their own. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys be. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and keep staying awesome.